and we've never really, I mean, in some, we have pockets of places in the church where, we're moving past that
Well, that's
in a
good to
good
hear.
way.
That's
It is. It's out there. It's underground. And, one day I feel that's part of actually what I feel called to do.
Oh, praise God.
You
Well,
know?
Lord, I'm believing for an explosion of light.
Yes.
An explosion. God, that the floodlights will be turned on and everybody is just going to be running towards that light because of the fact that the sons of God are going to be free. Sons of God is going to be free from that timidity that you talked about and that fear and being bold once again.
And, we can't be that light when we're focusing on the negative,
Right.
We can't focus on the negative and, that somehow brings us into a different place. We became safe, but God isn't always safe,
That's right. We got to take some risks, don't we?
Being obedient isn't always safe, to the Lord. So we watered things down. But, I feel that in time, we're going to see the truth. And that we have an awesome creative God that created this whole earth and the whole universe. If there's nothing to be excited about, that's enough in and of itself,
Well, amen.
We have Him at our backs.
That's right.
And we have all the authority to move forward in that area, with the Lord. So, okay.
Yeah. Well, I know that we're about almost out of time, but I do want to address one more topic, and that is what I consider hard propositions for musicians. I've been in scenarios where I've known leaders. I mean, men who have labored in the word and prayer and with their sheep for 10 years, but they didn't have a musician. So finally, a musician comes on the spot and they realize that, hey, we love this musician, we like this musician, and that musician is offered salary or money to stay.
Yes.
And I've literally talked to men of God that don't make anything. I mean, they don't even take a salary, but yet the musician does. And because their heart was, we want music. I know that every person has to make a living somehow. And to me, if a musician is laboring in any organization, whether it's nonprofit, profit, church, if he's laboring in a manner in which the Lord approves of. And what I mean by that, I feel like we have to be very, very careful not to merchandise our gift. Because the Lord says, freely we have received, freely we give. Which means that I know that every gift I have didn't cost me anything, that it came from the grace of God. So therefore, when I minister that gift, I make sure that, there's no strings attached. But yet, there's a talent with my gift, there's some abilities with my gift where God does give me the ability to bring in wealth, where I go out and help others develop in areas, and it's something I had to learn over the years to just keep rightly divided before the Lord, keep sanctified before the Lord, because it's so easy where you can begin to merchandise the gift of God. And we've seen the story of Balaam where we know God doesn't approve merchandising his gifts. So in the area of music, I know for you personally, I'm sure that you guys probably have been offered some positions, some monies to stay with a particular organization because of your gift in music. And may have been God, may not have been God. But in any case, I'm sure you've learned, because I know the maturity of you both, that money is not the ruler of any sold-out Christian's life. What rules a sold-out Christian life is the voice of God and hearing from God. If you found yourself in that predicament, how did you handle it, and where do you see the Lord's hand in all of it? I'm going to start with you, Nick, and then I'll let Amani get there.
Sure. Well, I can definitely relate to that. It happened recently. It happened maybe a month and a half ago. I was offered a position to lead worship, and it was monetarily. I think once again, it's about the heart. Am I doing it for that? Am I, because if I'm doing that, I'm clocking in and, putting in an hour, hours for that, it's, or is it for the Lord? I think that's the, biggest question. And I think every musician, especially, needs to ask themselves, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for him? For God. And I was offered that, and I prayed about it, spent a couple days and considered it, and I decided that for me that wasn't the right thing to do. Just because I felt that the voice of the Lord was leading me elsewhere,
How
And
about you, Amadi? I'm sorry, Nick.
Okay,
Almost
go
out of
ahead.
time. I want to give
Sure.
Amadi an opportunity.
I think you just said a key word, Dana, when you said when I minister that gift. I, when you look in Scripture and you see the term ministry used, you never see it associated with monies or funds. And I actually did some research on it because I wrote a couple of articles about it. But if you look at what you do like a job, then monies are exchanged and fees or what have you. Now I've been offered money to come places, and when you tell them, you cover travel, I'm there. People are actually shocked sometimes when you tell them that because they're so used to being fleeced. And so we have to look at, if we look at what we're doing as ministry, then I'm ministering unto the Lord first, to the people second. But if I'm looking at what I do as a job, then it's not ministry, it's a job. When I go to work in the morning, I'm going to minister, Lord. No, I'm going to do my work because Friday I expect to be paid. So we have to, change our mindset, as believers on how we're going to do things, and if we're going to operate in ministry or operate things like business, we can't, they're not interchangeable terms.
Thank you, Amadi, so much for sharing your heart on that. Guys, we're gonna have to have you back. When we have you back, I want you to bring one of your songs, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, so we can minister that to the hearers. Thank you for watching the Apostolic Forum. I'm Dana Thompson. Thanks once again, Amadi, and also thank you, Nicholas, for joining me today. Hopefully you'll tune into part 2 of the Ministry of Music and Arts, where Amadi and both Nick can share their ministry with you. God bless you.